This is Ellen Press, wise and quirky voiceover tidbits in history on Conversation Hearts. Valentine's Day. Whether you love it or hate it, you've probably picked up a box of sweethearts or conversation hearts at some point. These colorful and cute candies are almost synonymous with Valentine's Day. They make up 40% of the Valentine's Day candy market, second only to chocolate. The history of conversation hearts actually originates in a pharmacy. Back in 1847, Boston pharmacist Oliver Chase, who was just 26 at the time, created a medication cutting machine to increase production speed at his apothecary. Medicinal and binding ingredients were pressed together and sliced into round discs, forming lozenges. When these ingredients were swapped out for sugar and flavoring, we got the first candy-making machine. These round discs of pressed sugar were the original Necco wafers. In 1866, Oliver's brother, Daniel Chase, added to this design by creating a machine that stamped red vegetable dye on the surface of the disc. This allowed messages to be printed on the candy. But the hearts wouldn't come to be for another 35 years. Instead, the candies were shaped like postcards, horseshoes, and seashells over the years. The significantly larger sweets also included much longer phrases than the ones we know and love. Phrases like, "How long shall I have to wait? Please be considerate," and "Please send a lock of your hair by return mail" were some of the initial sayings. But around the turn of the 20th century, the candy's shape shifted to a heart. They also became smaller and simpler, and the newly abbreviated romantic phrases aged a lot better than requests for hair. Some of the original conversation heart sayings that have stuck around since the beginning include "Be mine," "Kiss me," "Love you," "Marry me," and "Be true." In 2010, Necco, who bought the rights to make the candies from the Start Candy Company in 1990, asked the public to suggest new sayings. It received more than 10,000 submissions, with "Tweet me," "Text me," and "Love bug" ranking as the top 3. In 2018, Necco filed for bankruptcy. Necco's candy brands were sold off to different companies, with their beloved conversation hearts passed on to Spangler in 2019. From Oliver's candy machine to today, the overall process for making conversation hearts remains pretty much the same. Sugar is crushed into a fine powder combined with binding and flavoring agents, shaped and stamped. Once they've been stamped, the candies are placed under heaters to dry. And then the different colored hearts are mixed together before being packaged. Current sayings may be added now and then, but the nostalgia for these little treats remains the same, bringing a smile to one's face at any age. You've been listening to Ellen Press Wise and Quirky Voiceover Tidbits in History. Sources from McGill University, Delish, and Food Network.